And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at Newton. Now, Newton is a game I saw at Target. Basically, Newton is a variant on Connect 4, right? Where you're dropping checkers in, trying to get 4 in a row. Here you're dropping marbles in. You're dropping apples and skies because it's called Newton. And I get the apples. I'm not sure how blue is skies. Anyway, you're dropping balls and you're trying to get 5 in a row, and you can pull the bottom piece from a row and drop it in at the top. I feel like I just told you all the rules of the game, but let's take a closer look. When you start a game, you're going to be dropping balls in so you have alternating patterns there on the bottom. Now, these alternating patterns don't matter for the course of this game. Only what's in these tubes is what's going to matter. So on your turn, you have one of two options. You can take one of your balls and drop it in any of the tubes. So maybe the red player then decides to drop one in here, blue goes here, red goes here, blue goes here, etc. Or you can pull the bottom piece out of one of these. So maybe I want to pull this blue one out and drop it in on the same one. So that doesn't seem like that was very useful for blue to have done that, but that's what he did. So red goes here, blue's over here, red goes here. Blue sees that red is getting pretty close here, and then red decides to pull this one out and drop that one in on the top. Blue decides to put one here. Red drops one over here. Blue drops one here. Red pulls the bottom one out of here and drops one in on that side. Blue drops one in here. So what you're trying to do is you are trying to get 5 in a row. And this can be diagonal or anything else. So as you can see, as players are dropping them in, you have to watch all different angles. So maybe blue decides to do this one, and you can see suddenly that blue has 3 in a row here. And I mean, you have to be very careful which ones you're going to pull out, because it could change to all the rows as it happens. Now when you pull the one from the bottom, red could pull this one here like this to drop it in on the top. They don't have to pull their own, and now suddenly there's 4 reds in a row here. So you got to be really careful as you're pulling these. You can put one of your own pieces in, but when you pull the bottom one out, it can be anyone's color and put it on the top. Now the rules say you're supposed to notice when yours is there, but so for example, if it's blue's turn, they could pull this one out, drop it in the top, and boom, now blue has 5 in a row. Now when you're done with this, you'll just pull these slots out, which drops all the balls in, and you can start another game. But that's how you play the game. Try to get 5 in a row. Now, interestingly enough, if you just drop these balls in like this, see, sometimes they'll land in there when you're first loading it up, but a lot of times they'll just come right out. So I found that it's easier just to put them in. You're supposed to put them in alternating colors, so just to place them in like this. And then even when you're dropping the next one in, you got to be a little bit careful, because it's possible they'll bounce out. Once you have those bottom 2 in, then there's no problem. The balls themselves are wooden balls, or I don't know what they are. I think they're plastic, actually. They look wooden, though. Anyway, this device is wooden. It's pretty nice. The problem is, obviously, how big it is. It fits in this box with the lid and all that. When you put it in here, it just feels like it's an oversized box for what it is. But maybe a lot of people, they'll just leave this sitting here on the shelf, with all the balls in it already. That seems what I think more people would do than not. So the game itself, defy the laws of gravity. Sorry, puns like that deserve to be hit. I like this game. I've always liked games like Connect 4. Yes, I know Connect 4 has been solved, but I like the 5 in a row style games. I like the visual, tactile feel also of the balls dropping in. That's neat. And I really like being able to pull one out and putting it in on the top. In fact, this game has a rule that if you create a tie, so if I make it so that you have 5 blues and I have 5 reds in the same turn, I win. So I like that aspect of the game. It's something you have to be careful of watching because normally you drop things in, but if you can pull one out from the bottom, you can change the whole dynamic of how the board looks. So there's two things to watch for. So it's like a small level up from Connect 4, but a big enough level that I find the game interesting. Not every game needs to be complex and over the top. This one has like 2 rules, but those are good rules, and it also looks nice. This carrying case, bringing it around, dropping the marbles in, it has a cool, fun, tactile feeling. I mean, the box might be a little big, maybe to put on a lot of people's shelves, but overall, it works well. Yeah, the Newton Apple Sky theme, whatever. But this game, if you have it sitting there with all the balls in, it looks like some sort of scientific calculating device. And that looks cool, and it's also really easy to teach people, can be good for kids, for adults. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Newton. Dice Tower Judgment approved.